snowfall I just experienced. So welcome wherever you're coming here from. We got people from all over the country and even outside of the country. A few folks decided to hop on. So welcome. And our intent for today is to go over more in depth who we are, what we do, how you can get started with us, how you can build your own economy despite what's going on out in the world and still be able to thrive and do your real estate investing, start a new business, pay less in tax, get out of debt, join a community of like-minded individuals that are here to support and create solutions rather than just talking about problems. And that's what we need more of in this world, is people who are interested in creating solutions. So I see a bunch of smiling faces. So if you are brand new to Zoom, please go ahead and change your name inside of the app or on the laptop platform. That's just really helps us stay organized and be able to check people in accordingly. And then also turn your camera on, right? Let's get a little social here. Again, this is a community, and the more we can get to know each other, the faster we can all do more business and create the kind of world and life that we want. So before I jump into the information that I have for all of you folks tonight, I would like to introduce you to a few of our team members around the country that are actively right now doing their real estate deals and crushing it. Because it's not just me. There's plenty of people out there doing it. So we're first going to have, who do we want? Let's go with, do we have Brandon and Amanda on here right now? Got Brandon Anderson. Got Amanda Miller. There she is. All right, cool. Let's start with Amanda, and then we'll head over to Inez, and we'll wrap it up with Diana. So for all the folks on the line here, they're brand new. They're just looking at who we are and what we do. Oh, I see you got your team shirts on. That's awesome. So yeah, go ahead and just tell us a little bit about your background and then the project that you're working on right now.
Yeah, so our background is I'm an administrative assistant, is what I did most of my life. And then my husband, it was in construction, and he was pretty unhappy with his job. And one day he came home and said, I found this real estate company and I want to do it. And I said, okay, awesome. Sounds good. Because he was sick of his job and he didn't want to swing a hammer anymore, especially when he was like 50 years old. So we wanted to learn real estate, and that's what we did. And it's been awesome ever since. Oh, and I got laid off. So then I decided I should probably help doing this stuff, and that's how come I got started. So we're standing here today inside of our condo. We have 5 condos in the same complex, and we're getting 2 of them on the market tomorrow is our goal. And then we've got another one under construction, and then the other 2 have leases on them. So I'm going to turn it over to Brandon really quick to cover the deal and about how he found the deal and what we're going to profit on it, what the costs are.
Cool. Hi. Yeah, through networking, I found another investor who had 5 condos under contract, and he was looking for a partner to fund these. And through my relationships, I raised the money and bought these condos. It was a big purchase for me. So luckily, though, I didn't look at it as a $1 million deal. I looked at it as 5 normal deals, which made it biteable to me. And I took it on, and we've really enjoyed it. So to talk about the deal, I bought 5 condos. I got them all for under $200 each. We're going to invest some money into the rehab and pretty them up, and sell each of them for about $250, $255. We expect a $30,000 profit for each of them, and we're going to keep 2 of them. We're going to turn 2 of them into short-term rentals. So the ones that currently have leases on them are going to be our short-term rentals when the leases expire.
Yeah, and the reason we have been able to be successful at doing this is from the Renatus education. Totally. So we wouldn't be where we are without it, especially Brandon. He had the opportunity to facilitate the Essentials Mastermind, and that just took our real estate to the next level, and being around all the people and just networking. And I know we're virtual now, but we still can do it. So It's been awesome.
Yeah,
And Michael's been a
congrats,
good mentor
everybody.
for us.
Yeah, that's awesome. Proud of you guys. Will you tell, I just remembered you told me a story about a deal you guys did a while ago where you bought a piece of land for like, how much, tell us real quick about that one.
So Amanda's father was, so I was looking to buy vacant land from sellers who were tax delinquent. And Amanda's father was visiting, and I had a bunch of mailers out, and one man was replying to me. And I told her father, oh, I got a lead. This lead wants an offer on his house or his land. And I told him that, oh, this land's probably worth about this much. I think I'm going to offer him $1,000 for it. And her father was so offended that I was going to offer such a low amount that I decided to lower it. and I went down to $700, and I said, this makes you sick. I'm going to send it out anyways. And he called me up and said, I accept. And I told her dad that he accepted $700 for his half acre. And he just, he got mad at me and oh, you're stealing this from this person. And I was like, well, you can look at it however you want. But
it has power and water and all of that to it.
So,
And he was going to lose it because he was delinquent on his taxes, right?
Yeah.
So there was a tax auction coming, and so he wanted to, receive something for it.
Cool. Well, right on. So where do you see your next 6 to 12 months? Do you see everything? Are you going to go hide in a cave and hope this all blows over? Or are you going to still be out there doing real estate?
Yeah.
So we're out there. See, there's we're at our project. We're out here.
Yeah, we want to pick more up. Now's a good opportunity to help some people out that are not looking at this as a blessing, but as a reason to run away. And so, yeah, we want to help them out and benefit by that.
Cool. Creating wins. Right on. Okay. Well, thanks for coming out here live from Phoenix, Arizona. Yep. Now, appreciate you guys. We'll catch up with you soon. Now let's head over to Utah, Salt Lake City, Utah. Let's hear from Miss Inez. Come on out here, Inez, and share your story and a little bit about your deal.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, my name is Inez. I'm originally from Mexico, and I live in Salt Lake City. And I joined Renatas about 2.5 years ago. And I joined because I wanted to pay my house. The only thing that I wanted is to pay my house in 5 years. I saw the presentation. And when Mitch was explaining how can somebody pay their houses soon, and I said, okay, if this guy teaching the truth, I can pay my house in 5 years. I own less, I make less money, so I can pay it in 5 years. So I start asking myself, how can I afford to buy my education? And so I started looking around for money to fund my education. And so I found the down payment. I pay my education. I start looking my classes, and about after like 6 months or 7 months, I paid my debts, and I did my HELOC. I pay my Renata's education in 11 months. And so I got my HELOC, I pay my mortgage, and I have money left and no debts and with money. So I started last year studying my real estate classes, and this is my number 6 property. I got the number 7 a few weeks ago in Provo. So yeah, I used to be a preschool teacher.
Okay, wow. So you paid off all of your debts, and you went from being a teacher to being an investor.
Yes, now I work only 1 day a week, and so I for 6 hours, that's all what I do, just keep it for fun, not because I need it. So I I don't know, it changed my life. I was talking to my husband like about all these things going around. I told him, how do you see your life without Renatas if we in the same situation without education right now? And he said, if we didn't have Renatas right now, we're gonna be struggling like other people. Probably she's worrying about money, she's freaking out and having more like spouse problem. And so I feel so blessed to have Renatas in my life. And I just want to share my friend's story. She's like 19 years old and she bought Renata's education about 6 months ago. And she called me 3 days ago. She almost cried. She was like, I just want to thank you because you pushed me a little hard to buy my education. Now, if like she said, like, I don't have too many credit cards, but I used to have, I used to think it was a lot. And so now, because this thing going around, I taking advantage of it and I benefit myself. And I almost finished my debts, and now I gonna have money. I want to buy my house in a few more months, and she's doing great. And she told me like, if it wasn't for Renatas, but right now, this time with this pandemic thing, I'm gonna be just, I don't know, I'm gonna be worse. That's what she told me. Like, I'm so grateful. And she's like, she told me like, I always think about you when something really nice happened to me because of the education. I said, I didn't do it, it's education. So it changed people's life.
That is incredible. Okay, so are you at a property right now?
I am. So this is a duplex that we got like in January. Let me switch my camera now. Okay, doesn't want to switch. Okay, switch. We got this duplex in January. We got it in seller finance, and so this is a big rehab. And so I'm gonna walk you inside, but we're gonna change everything. We're gonna change windows, the roof, pretty much everything. So it's a big deal. We're gonna spend 120 on it for the rehab. So they're working on everything. The plumbing. This house didn't have, never had air conditioner, like the heater thing, whatever you guys call it. It didn't have it. So just they barely came and installed the whole thing, as you can see in there. The plumbing is new from the place where it comes to the house, so it's new. So the electricity is gonna be total redone, so total new electricity, kitchen, so everything is gonna be new in this house. So this property has 3 rooms upstairs, and this is the living room, and this is gonna be our new kitchen right here in this area right here. So it's gonna turn so beautiful. So I'm gonna show you upstairs. And as I said, we got it in seller finance. And that's why right now we're not worrying about it. We just need to pay our mortgage. And even my partner is gonna call and see if we can just skip a few payments for right now. It's another plus. So we don't have to worry about in this situation, since we had it in seller finance, we got it from a wholesaler. So this is the first room upstairs. So this is how it looks like. And this is gonna be the second room. This is the second room. This is the second room. And the third room is right here, and the same thing in the other side. So you can see the other side. I can show you from this wall right here. It's the other side. It's only divided the walls then, so it's exactly the same in the other side. So yeah, this is the duplex that we had, and we got it for $275. And the rehab is gonna be $120, and we're gonna keep it as a short-term rental. And so our monthly payment is $1,400. And so if we're gonna do a short-term rental, we're expecting 2,800 every month. And if we sell it, we're gonna, the after repair value is gonna be for 480 to 500K. So we're gonna have a profit like 85K if we sell it, but we're gonna keep it. That's what our plan for right now, to keep this duplex. And it's just downtown, just really close where Mitch live right there. I don't know, some people who live in Salt Lake City, they used to come to Mitch's place. It's right there in the corner. So it's in a good area in Salt Lake City. So we like it. So that's what I have today. I don't know if somebody has question or something.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you for sharing the numbers. So if I heard it, you bought it for 275. You're putting 120,000 into it, and you're going to be able to rent each side for how much did you say?
About, we're expecting like 1,400 for each side or more. That was, which is always for the lowest. So we can rent it for more, but that's what we're just expecting, just to be safe, like always. So yeah, it's gonna be like 2,800 for both units.
Cool. All right. Well, we are also, thank you so much, Ines. So in the future, for all you guests out here, we are going to do another one of these webinars where we're just focusing on the deals, and we'll do the Q&As, and we'll break down more of the numbers. I just wanted to quickly introduce you to a few of the deals we're working on. So congrats again, Ines. That's amazing. Keep up the great work. Excited to hear your success.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you, everybody. And so Renata, it's great. It's the best thing that happens to me. So yeah, I'm so happy.
Okay, wonderful. Congrats. All right, now our last story for the evening. Let's take it over to Diana Torres. Now, she's not in her property tonight because her property is in a different state, and that's one of the beautiful things about our system and how we do what we do is you don't have to live in the city that your real estate is that pays you. So, Diana, come on out here and tell everyone about the deal that you put together, and let's inspire some folks.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Oh, I should have turned on my lights. I just wanted to share with you, my property is located in Kansas City, Kansas. This is a duplex that we bought let me see, almost 2 years ago. And it's a 3-level building. The top is a 2-bedroom, 1 bath. The bottom is a 2-bedroom, 1 bath. And as you can see here, there's 2 doors. We bought it for $64,500 and put approximately $10,000 worth of repairs. It was just carpet and paint. And we did have to rehab one of the bathrooms. So total investment was around $75,000. What we ended up doing was we were going to keep it as a buy and hold, but we decided to sell it. So we sold it on a note. So my partner and I are actually the bank on this property. So rather than receiving mortgage rent checks every month, what we receive is a mortgage payment. And the payments that we receive per month are approximately $610 a month. We ended up selling it for $103,000. So we made.
Hey Diana, can you your screen is black. I'm getting a lot of reports as your screen's black. Can you just maybe turn it off and back on, I guess?
Okay, thanks. Let me go back.
Teamwork. Yeah, end the screen sharing and then start it up again.
Yeah, it's kind of frozen, so hold on. Zoom is frozen on me.
Dun, dun, dun. Okay, well, that's all good. So you were saying that you bought it
Yes.
and you sold it, but somehow you're still making money off of it, even though you sold it. Explain that some more.
So rather than the person who bought it from us going to Wells Fargo or US Bank or, First Bank of America or whatever, to get a loan, he asked us to finance it for him. So what we did is we did that. We did a 30-year note on it. It does have a 4-year balloon, meaning that in 4 years, he is to pay the entire loan in full at 8% interest. So at the end of 4 years, we're going to collect $129,000 on this property. That includes interest for 4 years, plus the down payment, plus the sale price. So from a $75,000 investment, we're going to come out ahead $54,000.
Wow. And how much did you come out of pocket for it?
75.
So you put together your own 75 grand for it?
Yes, we did. Yeah. So we own it free and clear.
Wow. Okay. So you're getting a much higher ROI this way.
Yes, we are.
Great. Okay. Well, beautiful stuff. I mean, this is one thing we want to show everybody is it doesn't matter where you're coming from, who you are, what your background is. If you learn the proper steps, it can work for you. If you need help taking action, you lean on the people in our community that are taking action. You can't be afraid and hope that it's all going to work out. You have to have the confidence. You know what builds your confidence is education and community. Having the right people around you and having the right ideas in your head. So congrats to everybody sharing their deals. For all you guests on the line here, if you're interested in another one of our webinars where we dive deeper into deals and spend a lot more time on numbers, just get back with the person who invited you here, or you can put it in the chat here that you're interested in that, and then we will make sure to include you in the next one. We'll also be doing about a 4-hour workshop coming up here soon with a couple of our instructors on the real estate of the union, how everything's going, what they're seeing, how they're shifting, if they're shifting. A lot of people are they're just staying the same. In the real estate world, people still want to buy, people still need to sell, people still need to have a roof over their heads. And so because real estate's always a necessity, doesn't matter what the market's doing, up, down, sideways, backwards, inside out, real estate's always needed. So get in a position where the thing that you're offering to the economy is always needed, right? Unfortunately, right now, things like entertainment, sports, restaurants, different things like that, those things are unstable. And unfortunately, it's not creating revenue for people that own businesses like that. The people who own rental properties, commercial space, obviously if you own a note like what Diana and Megan are doing, then you're going to be in a lot more secure position. And that's what we do here. We make sure that you're secure. Of course, we can't do it for you, but the difference is we'll do it with you. So, you want to be your own entrepreneur, your own boss, be responsible. And if you are responsible, you could take your life in any direction. If you keep saying, I'm not responsible, then good luck. It's not going to work that way. Awesome. Okay, now my next thing, we're going to go to PowerPoint here. Just fly through some slides. I just want to make sure, because there are some people who haven't been on here for a minute. So welcome back if it's been a while since you've been here. Just going to fly through a couple of these real quick. So again, welcome. This is just a snapshot of our organization. Just a couple people, got together, about 1,000 or 1,200 folks or so that were just like, you know what? Let's love on each other. Let's support each other. This is part of our 3-day conference. We do these every year nationwide, and then we also do our regional conferences in different parts of the country once a year also. And I'm an independent contractor with Renatus. Basically, I'm doing my best to give you all of Renatus's information, but I am not Renatus. I'm an independent marketer with them. And the numbers and everything we're going to cover tonight don't count as legal counsel. And if you decide to buy Renatus's educational services, you're buying their stuff. You're not buying me. You're not buying any of the students here sharing. If you're awesome and you're personable and you're interested in building relationships, and of course we can bridge those gaps and introduce you to the people that you need to do your deals. And this is Renatus's intellectual property. All right. Now, last night, or if you're catching the recording, last recording that you watched, we covered the 4 pillars of wealth. Now, the 5th pillar of wealth is education. And if you are educated and you can see beyond tomorrow and you can see the steps that you want to take, this education creates peace of mind, confidence, and the right directions in which actions to take. I get calls every day from our students who are saying, Michael, what now? What now? What now? And it's so easy to just remind people, hey, turn on this class. Hey, we just updated this next training. Hop in on that. And it's creating the clarity that people need, because you're not going to get it from the news. MSNBC, CNN, Fox, they're not going to tell you what the heck you're going to do. All they do is report negative. You know that CNN stands for constant negativity news. So hang around us some more and stay in the positive. So here's my agenda for tonight, and then we'll open it up for Q&A at the end here. But we're going to go over some frequently asked questions, some should ask questions, a 3-phase plan, how to find additional money, how to start, manage, and grow your business, and how to find deals using our software, and then we'll go into some of the training. So for those of you who signed up and went onto the website last night, hopefully you got your calculators and your pre-built software for that, and then also the PDF, the free book that we sent you. So be sure to check that out. Okay, so here are some questions. When should I expect to be profitable? Well, it's up to you. What it comes down to is your ability to follow through with what you say. If you think this is just going to be a 1-month thing and you're just going to try it, that's not how this works. This is a career shift. Now, some of you, because you're so busy, can only put in a few hours a week. Others of you are sitting around twiddling your thumbs, and you could be doing this 40 or 50 hours a week. I was working 2 full-time jobs when I got started, and so it was a lot of extra work to be able to stay awake and process my deals. In fact, because I was working at Jiffy Lube, and one of my jobs, and Sears Tire Center at the other job, I would have to go take my phone calls in the bathroom, right? A general contractor was calling, or the realtor, or the closing agent was calling. I would, I'm doing an oil change. Oh crap, I got to take a break, run to the bathroom, do my deals, and then come back out and get back to work. Now, I'm not saying everybody should do that, but what I'm saying is, if you're willing to make it work, and a 2-minute phone call here, a 5-minute phone call there, a signature on an email there, you got to make it work. It's up to you to make it work. We'll show you how to do it, but you got to take those steps. The amount of support that's included is enormous. It really is. It's difficult to take advantage of all the support we have to offer. Phone calls, trainings, webinars, videos. We do 3 phone calls a day. We do 3 webinars a week. We do deal tours. We do cash flows. We do do a whole 2 hours just on our Renatus iOS software, which we do on Tuesdays. We do group coaching. We do mastermind coaching. We do one-on-one coaching. There's a lot. And so as you build out your calendar, let's say over the next 6 months, you're going to spend a little bit of time in class, a little bit of time on these coaching calls, a little bit of time out in the field. And all these experiences are going to make it so it's a lot easier for you to do real estate. It's still kind of hard, not going to lie, until you get this down and it becomes a habit and it becomes regular for you. And you might need to take 10 or 20 classes before it really becomes a habit for you. We have 67 classes, soon to be 75 classes that are going to point you in the right direction when it comes to making money. That's what this is all about. Not that money is the most important, but if you don't have it when you need it, then yeah, it becomes one of the most important things. Now, the next question here that I get all the time is, how soon do I get to watch my essentials? Because the essentials is all about keeping what I make. And if you focus for just 1 month and you watch your classes for 1 to 2 hours a day, you can finish all the essentials training and go from that default life to that design life that we talked about. And then once you've got that under your belt, then it's time for the AIT classes. Now, the complimentary lifetime access. This is critical because things change, right? We have one of the best recording studios out there. And so if something needs to be updated in our course or in our curriculum, we bring the instructors into the studio, we update everything, and we blast it out to the students. You just log in and you start watching it. You don't need to buy another real estate training course because it's already in as part of your complimentary lifetime access. And for me, that's been crucial because when I first got started, I was just doing short sales. I started doing short sales for about 1.5 years, 2 years, and I went into fix and flips. And then for about 1.5 years, 2 years, I was doing that. Then I got into rental properties, and then I did wholesaling and then lease options. And because this lifetime access, I've now been a member for 9 years, 9.5. And I've changed a lot. I've changed my strategies, my preferences, what I want to spend my time on. And with this lifetime access, I didn't have to pay again. I just opened up a different learning path and started just going down those classes. Nowhere else do you get something like that, especially when it comes to how up to date everything is here. And because we're a nationwide network and we have online platforms, phone calls, group coaching, everything, it really doesn't matter where you are or where your enroller is. We have student enrollers. We have 29,000, pushing 30,000 students now. And we have about 4,000 student enrollers helping our students get more out of the program. So in fact, my student enrollment guy, he is about 1,500 miles east of where I'm at. It doesn't matter where they're at. It matters where you want to go. Now, how do you best design your path for learning inside of Renatus? We're all coming from different places. Some of you have tax challenges that you want to dial in. Some of you don't know what to do with your retirement account, like Esther, who was sharing her story yesterday. And she's saying, well, I got this IRA, but what the heck do I do with it? I've just been letting Fidelity run it this whole time. And now she's taken control and put rental properties in there. She pays 0 tax on the cash flow that goes in there. So that was important for her. I know other people, credit is a major importance. And they got to raise their credit score, and they got to do it now. People like Mike White that came out here and shared his story. He's raised his credit score hundreds and hundreds of points since being a part of what we do. And so it just totally depends. Do you need cash flow right now? Let's go into the cash flow strategies. Do you have rental properties now, but you've neglected to put them in the proper trust or LLC or S corporation? Then you're going to go down to the legal side and the asset protection classes. So what is most important to you to fix right now? That's where you start. Now, here's a question for you to ponder. Write this down, think about it, put it on your wall, propose it to your spouse, your significant other, your business partner, and ask, hey, what isn't possible when I stay focused for 5 years? Because so much is possible, but it takes focus, right? That's how we're able to get ahead in life, is not that you're a super genius or you've invented the next amazing widget. It's that you can focus a little bit more than the next guy or gal who's always into instant gratification and just can't focus for more than 5 minutes, can't sit still for more than 5 minutes. If you're able to focus for 5 minutes, let alone 5 years, you're gonna be able to run laps around people who are just sitting around wondering what's going on. So the main thing here is focus. Okay, now here's 8 quick points on starting and running a business. And these are the things that have helped me along the way. I'm unique in my business results, right? Everybody else is unique. But in the last 15 months, I have made, on one of my businesses, which is an online business, I have made over $1 million profit. That's awesome. I'm not saying you're going to get that, but here are some things that helped me to get to that result. And I'm not the only one doing it. There are other people who've done that. There are people who've done more. Obviously, way more people have done less. But what's possible for you? You do have to engage in some self-discovery and some awareness of who you are and what you're really capable of. So you're going to push your boundaries a little bit. It's not about being comfortable anymore, right? It's about pressing those boundaries and growing and expanding and seeing what else you're capable of. Also having a mission and vision statement. Too often I meet people who They say they're a business owner. They've been in business for years, but they don't even have a mission statement. And they're just, you know, they're on their last leg. They're just hanging on by a thread because they don't actually have a mission. They just want to make money. And that's not how this economy works. Yes, you can make money, but if you have a mission and you stick to that mission, then people can get behind you and create loyalty with customers. So make a mission statement. If you don't have a mission statement right now for your real estate business, consider this one. My mission is to provide safe, clean, affordable housing. That's easy. Safe, clean, affordable housing. So if it's not safe, fix it. If it's not clean, fix it. If it's not affordable, fix it. And you can stay focused on your mission. Setting big goals is also mega important. And it's because if you have a small goal and you achieve it right away, then you got to re-energize yourself to do the next one and the next one and the next one. But instead, if you got a 10-year goal and you're thinking 2030, where do I want to be in 2030? How many rental properties do I want? How many fix and flips do I want to have done? How many maybe apartment buildings? Am I doing land? Do I own notes? Where do I want to be? Who's on my board of advisors? Where am I living? What am I driving? Setting big goals. What do I eat? Right? All these different things. Who are my friends? What are my social circles? What's my perfect day look like? And set your big goals. Creating a vision board also helps align your mission statement and your goals and creates more awareness for you. So if you don't have a vision board by now, you are neglecting a major step. So get a vision board going, and a physical one. A digital one is cool. Okay, I get it. But a vision board that you make with your hands has more power and energy in it. What comes out of these hands? When you write something or when you craft something, it's called psychic motor neural activity. And when you put something into that, there's some extra special energy that goes into it. So go and make a vision board, especially if you got a family and kids and stuff, and you make a family vision board and then a personal vision board. That's some powerful stuff. Making a clear strategy. And if you don't have a strategy, that's why these classes are here. Taking action. Don't get stuck just in classwork. Now, if you take a bunch of action without classwork, risky. If you take a bunch of classes and no action, no result. We want to have a nice blend of action with our strategy. There's daily stuff and monthly stuff you need to take. Now, of course, how you feel about what you're doing has a big impact. If you're always hesitant or concerned or worried, you're actually in a negative vibration. You're in a negative energy field that actually pushes people and opportunities and circumstances away from you. So feeling good actually attracts, it brings people to you. If you need help feeling good, try a gratitude exercise. Write down 10 things that you're grateful for every day for 30 days, and you cannot repeat anything that you've already written down. Now, some of you on the line here are going, Michael, you're making it easy on them. 10? Yeah, I'm telling you, when we do our 30-day challenges, it's 50. Writing down 50 things that you're grateful for every day for 30 days, you'll come up with 1,500 individual things that you're grateful for. That's absolutely going to change your energy and make you feel good and being able to manifest things a lot faster, because whatever's going on in your mind is what's going to translate into reality. So if it's fear-based, you're going to create a fear-based reality. But if it's confident-based or grateful-based, then that's what you get as well. And then reflecting and celebrating. Sometimes you just need to take a step back for a second. Look around, reflect, what's going on? How did our last week go? Our last month, our last quarter go? All the Fortune 500 CEOs, all top entrepreneurs and business owners engage in reflection. But people who just float by, they skate by, they're just hoping to kind of make it, and they've neglected all these other things. They're also neglecting to reflect. And then, of course, celebrate. Some of you on the line here have already done 50 deals. Congratulations, go do another 50. Some of you have never done a deal. You've never even filled out a contract or set in an offer. And so what you're going to celebrate is different for everybody. If you've never analyzed a deal and then you do one, celebrate. If you finish one class, celebrate. If you go and make an offer or knock on a door, send out mailers, or just get someone to call you back about your business, these are all reasons to celebrate. You set up your LLC, celebrate. You opened up a new business line of credit, celebrate. You created a new partnership or a joint venture. You've done something new like that. These are all reasons to celebrate. And the more you celebrate, It plays into everything else. It helps you feel good. You're taking action. You're using your strategies, part of your vision, your goals, your mission, and you become more aware of what you're capable of. So it's all intertwined here. All right, now we have a 3-phase plan. And I'm going to switch to the whiteboard here in just a second. But our 3-phase plan is first, plugging the holes in your pockets. Now that's what our Essentials course is all about, being able to go from that default to design. Remember what we talked about with the IRS taking a third of your money, the banking institution taking another third, and then you being left with a third? That's 4 months out of every 12 months that are just for you. And the other 8 months are going to just the money, working for the money, 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 money. We want to switch that. So the Essentials course, from day one, we're going to switch how you look at yourself and how you're acting. If you're not getting the results that you want in life, it's probably because you're not acting the right way. One of the results that we want is paying less in taxes, right? Preventing the confiscation of our wealth. You got to start a business. You got to be a business owner to legitimately take these tax write-offs. Mark Kohler is going to show you how to do that. Now, let me dive into our training here and just give you a quick tour of our website. There is a ton inside here. So here I am logged in. By the way, a few people are asking me, so I just want to point this out. Renatus has an A+ rating with the BBB. How amazing is that? A+. And we're not accredited, which means that we don't pay the Better Business Bureau for the A+. We just earned it by having an incredible track record. And then also we are in the Inc. 5000 as one of the fastest growing companies in the country. Okay, anyway, going back to this. So here I am logged into my business center. Quote of the day: I can't change the direction of the wind, but I can adjust my sails to reach my destination. Well, here we are. We have this bizarre wind blowing on us, right? We're out in the economic ocean right now, and all of a sudden this COVID thing comes in, and these lockdowns come in, and the way we work changes, and everything. This is all the directions of the wind blowing on us. But if you know how to set your sail, you can still reach your destination, and that's the position we're coming from. We're going to teach you how to set your sail so you're not being bounced around due to the economic winds. Ooh, do you like that analogy, guys? Okay, so here's all the tabs on the left-hand side here. We're coming to the education. We click on the course library, and you can filter them by instructor. So if you're like, you know what, I just want to watch the courses offered by Chris Wilson. Okay, so Cowboy Chris. This gentleman has been investing longer than I've been alive. And last year he reported that he brought in revenue from his real estate businesses, $400 million in 1 year. And he's going to show you how to do it. It comes from buy and hold, managing property managers, buy and hold 2. It's hard to fit this big idea into just 1 day. So it's 2 days on buy and hold, lease options, and then wholesaling. And this is actually what Brandon and Amanda Miller, the first folks that we had sharing their story, this is how they're doing it. They're doing lease options, they're doing wholesaling, and now they're doing their buy and holds. But he's in more of the advanced training. The Essentials course is where everybody needs to start. I made my mom sign up for the Essentials course, okay? Because it's so valuable. This was stuff that was skipped. She's got a master's degree. She's got a bunch of extra certifications. She's top of her field in what she does, yet she doesn't know about taxes or banking or credit or business. And so she's still dependent on her job, and I don't want her to be like that. So we've been able to dial in, help her save a boatload in taxes, pay off a bunch of debt, raise her credit score. So all these classes here are about taking back control. So we just pop into here, this Deal of the Decade class. I really like this one. I'm going to play it a little bit fast for you guys. There's just a feature down here where you're able to speed everything up. So I'm just going to speed it up to 1.25.
Found this one. I was just digging around. And this is in Marietta, Georgia. So this morning I wake up in my bunny slippers. No, I didn't carry those with me. I wake up, crawl out of bed. It's really early because I'm from east of here, and it's just really early. So I get on my computer and say, okay, let me find a house that makes sense where I can talk about it. Anyway, I think this is for sale. But if we go to the internet, okay, so all I need to do is go to Redfin. Redfin's just if you've not seen it, Redfin's just like Zillow. It's just another real estate website. So that address that I had on the slide, type in that address. And so what he's doing is he's typing in the address of the house I said I think is for sale. And what I'm going to show you is there's no real indication out there that it's for sale. That's my whole point. So when we pull it up, there we go. We get the picture of the house. That's where I stole the picture from. But notice up at the top, right up at the top, so scroll up, it says what it feels the value is. Last sale price, doesn't really know. Right under the address, what does it say? Not for sale. That means nobody's listed it. There's no indication anywhere that that thing's for sale. So today, I'm going to show you why I think that is for sale and why you can find houses that are for sale in any market in the United States. Is that okay? So I do answer questions, and there will be quite a few questions today, and so that will be part of the dialogue. If you have a question, just raise your hand, and the people with the mics, I won't see you very well because of the lights, so just ask your question, and I'll answer the question as best I can. The text, okay, whatever you have in front of you, the book, it's not a script, it's to help organize. I will simply go with what we're teaching. I will tell you stories from real examples. The stories help you understand how things work in the real world. And in the morning, as we go through, we will deal with probate and the probate process because it's really easy to teach. I'm not teaching probate. This is not a class in probate. This is a class in finding leads. So some of you will ask questions about, okay, well, what does what does persterpes and all that kind of, what's all those legal terms mean? I'll give you some answers as I understand them, but that's not the point. Okay, the point is not that we understand probate or that we're probate attorneys. The point is that we're finding leads. Okay, so probate is an easy lead source to teach. Then in the afternoon, we're going to talk about lead generation in the eviction process. And the whole point is this. Early on, I learned how to find leads in probate and foreclosure. Both of those are easy access, courthouse and all that. And I started thinking to myself, okay, that's great. And so long as I can borrow money from the bank and offer cash, that's great. But I was a young person. I was a school teacher for a while. Then I gave that up, so I was technically not really employable. And so I didn't have great credit, so I had to make creative offers. So I needed to find a lead generation source that could lead me to properties that would be for sale, that nobody knew were for sale, where the seller was more likely than typical sellers to provide seller financing. Is that a good thing? So that's when I kind of figured out that eviction court leads me to that type of a deal. And we'll talk about that in the afternoon. So probate's the easy thing to teach. Eviction court's a little bit more difficult, so we'll go from one to the other. We'll visit the courthouse virtually. So we're going to, Christian's going to come and take us to court. All right. He's excited about taking you all to court. He'll only handcuff a couple of you. But what we're going to cover today is we're going to understand motivations. Motivations are everything. Motivations, if you understand motivations, the motivation of the seller, motivations of the tenants, motivations of everybody involved, motivations of the courthouse, motivations of heirs, motivations of people, then you're going to do well in solving challenges. Again, your concept is to solve a challenge. So we're going to understand the motivations among those dealing with different legal matters. Somebody in foreclosure has a very different motivation than somebody in probate. Somebody in probate has a very different motivation than somebody in eviction court or in divorce court, right? Motivations are very different, so we're going to understand that. We're going to know and understand specific terminology. So if you see the terms, if you see the language, you'll understand the language when we uncover leads. We're going to recognize and understand specific information found in specific documents. So we're going to look at documents and we're going to see what is important out of those. And we're going to learn a step-by-step process that's going to get you to property before anybody else knows it's for sale. And we're going to understand the difference between different leads where it's a good possibility that the seller is more motivated, and those leads where it's probably not going to be a deal. So it's not worth wasting a lot of time. So we're going to make that distinction.
Okay, now this is just one chapter of a 3-day course that he has on finding deals that are off market. Now this class is called the Deal of the Decade. And this is what he says. He says the deal of the decade comes around about once a week. If you know where to look and how to find them. Right now, he's still a very active real estate investor. He owns over 300 rental properties right now. How would that be for you 5 years from now, 10 years from now, to be receiving 50 rent checks, let alone 300 rent checks a month? Of course, there is work that's involved in that. You got to maintain and upkeep those kinds of things. But that's where we teach you in the other courses, how to do your property management, how to do your proper rehabs, how to do your marketing to find more tenants. So we build it from the beginning. Now, the other thing I wanted to show you real quick was the tax and legal updates. There's what's called the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act that was just passed. And we're going to go into, where is it? Oh, here we go. Business taxes. Okay. So when you understand that there's a lot more to this than just a fix
Okay,
and flip.
now we're going to move to the business section. So if you guys give me a PowerPoint back. See, isn't this fun? We're kind of breaking it up a little. You're doing okay, right? Okay, all right, business. Now this is good. So we're gonna get it, oh, last one I forgot. Obamacare penalty, no more this year. You don't have to go buy, yeah. In Illinois, that doesn't go over as well. You guys are pretty happy here. Okay, so they're kind of Obama fans there. The Chicago Renatus office, I'm just playing. So the Obamacare penalty no longer applies in 2019. You don't have to get insurance. You can throw caution to the wind if you want this year. Okay, so here's our business tax provisions. All right, this is the big one.
Now, I know some of you are looking at this and going, okay, how does this apply to me? If you're asking that, that's because you don't have a business yet. And you need to start on creating a business for yourself. So then we would go back a chapter for you if you're brand new, and we would just start on tax and legal day one. And we'd say, okay, let's go back to the beginning. Now, some of you have an LLC. You already have business credit and different things like that. But have you done everything needed to be bulletproof? And I really like how he goes over choices of entities and how these things work. Because a lot of people don't understand the difference between an S Corp and a C Corp and an LLC. And they all think, well, yeah, I'm getting tax write-offs and I got my LLC.
So what we do is in the long run, we want to make sure that you're structuring your business either short-term or long-term. And it could be a sole proprietorship, and a sole prop is your first option, and you could have a sole proprietorship that owns a rental property. It's just in your individual name. And I know some of you are out there, you're at home right now, and you've got a rental property in your name. You're a sole prop, and you're just popping it on a Schedule E on your 1040. That is a sole prop rental property. Now, some of you are running a business as a sole proprietorship, and that's cool, and you've got all this operational income. So you tell me, what's good and bad about a sole prop? What's good? What's good about a little sole prop? It's cheap, it's easy. Do you even need a DBA? What's DBA stand for? Doing business as. I love it. Doing business as. Doing a DBA, does that give you asset protection? No. Oh. Does it save you taxes? No. Do you have to have a DBA? No. Then why are you doing a DBA? Because you like the name. A DBA is a marketing strategy. I'm going to go to the state, reserve my name, Mark Kohler Lemonade Stand, best in the world. Okay, no one else can have it, at least in that area. I've got to trademark it nationwide if I want to lock it down nationwide. But I've got my DBA to reserve the name. That's cool. Do I have to get a tax ID number as a sole prop? No, you can use your social security number too. So the sole prop is cheap and easy. And by right now, everybody in this room, you're at least a sole proprietorship. Everybody at home, you're at least a sole prop. You could be in startup mode as a sole prop. Okay, I want to repeat that. I sometimes meet with clients and they're like, whoa, right now you're tracking your expenses today. You're a sole prop and you're in startup mode. You don't need a DBA, you don't need a tax ID number, and you don't even have to have a bank account. Now, I might want you to get a bank account and some of those things, but you don't have to. You could go out this door right now and start selling lemonade on the street, and you're a sole prop. Boom, good to go. Now, what are the cons of a sole prop? Asset protection's a problem, right? So if I go out this door and set up my lemonade stand and someone slips and falls on a lemon peel, who's liable? I'm liable. Now they can sue me personally, and I could lose my home, we could have wages garnished, I mean, bleh, right? All this mess. So a sole prop can be a little scary from an asset protection standpoint. But if I'm just selling jeans on eBay and I'm out here at Renatus just getting to know people and I'm testing the waters and I'm building my business plan, is there a lot of exposure? No, not really. You're not selling a product or a service, you'll be okay. So some clients are like, I gotta get my entity before I do anything. No, I'd like you to kind of know what your model is and let's get some money coming in. You know, let's see what the plan is. We don't have to always rush out and get scared into setting up an entity. But asset protection's an issue. What's the second problem with a sole prop? Self-employment tax. So when I am creating this ordinary income, all of this ordinary income that we just defined, if I bring in money here, let's say 75 grand, and I spend 25, and I net 50, here's the problem. I have to pay self-employment tax of 15.3% right out of the gate. Now, this is one of my hottest tax strategies. We did cell phone and dining and travel and home office and auto, and self-employment tax is a big one. I want all my clients to understand the exposure of self-employment tax. 15.3% right off the top. That's on 50 grand, that's 7,500 bucks. Oh my gosh, that's your entire family on a cruise, staying in Florida, going to Disney World and airfare right there once a year. Would you rather spend that money somewhere else? 7,500 bucks? That's a big deal, right? And it's all for the F word, FICA. That's what you're thinking, right? FICA, FICA. This is the F word for accountants, FICA. What's FICA stand for, guys? What is it? If I work for someone else, how much do they withhold? Give me a percentage. How much do they withhold? 7.65. 7.65 for the F word, FICA. And then what does the employer have to do? Match it. Look, 7.65 times 2 is 15.3. So I'm paying FICA on myself times 2, or I work for someone else and they match it. And FICA is made up of 2 parts. What is it? Social Security, okay, Medicare and Social Security. That retirement strategy that's gonna be there for you, you know it, and it pays big. Huge. You want to double down on Social Security, right? Big deal. This is sweet. So I want you to pay a ton of this stuff. This is great. No. Okay, we're not going to do that. We've got to be careful with this. So we start thinking a sole proprietorship may not be the way to go. Now, 50 years ago, 60 years ago, it's about 55 years now, your only other option was a C Corp. That was it. It was a sole proprietorship or a C Corp. That was it. Now, we have to know that it's out there, because I just literally yesterday, before I left the office, I had an email from a client going, Mark, I'm getting sold on a C Corp. Should I do it? And I immediately had to set them straight, because I have problems with the C Corp. Now, before I tell you my problems, what's good about a C Corp? What's good? Why do I use a solid line here? Protection. Yeah, it's not a sole prop. You've got protection. As long as you're acting reasonably, you're going to be protected from the C Corp. Now, I can't be Bernie Madoff and rip people off. They're going to pierce the veil and get me. I don't want, oh, man. So if you're driving your Domino's truck down the road drunk, can you say, oh, I'm a C Corp, you can't sue me? Yeah. No, you're screwed, because you were acting negligently, driving your Domino's truck drunk, right? So there's limits, but as long as you're a good, reasonable business owner, you're protected with your C Corp, right? Huge, love it. But what's the con with the C Corp? To get this protection, what do I got to pay? Corporate tax, double tax. So if I bring in the same numbers, apples to apples, 75 grand, 25 in expenses, everything under the sun, Mark, I wrote it all off, and I net 50, now I've got to pay corporate tax, 15 to 30+%. And I mean, this adds up quick. Then I pay my own personal state and federal. So I'm paying double tax, bing, bing, with a C Corp. Ugh. I don't think it's worth it. Now, why do we hear on the TV, set up your C Corp in Nevada, call now. Just call Asset Protection Plus, give us your credit card, don't ask any questions, just call now. Set up your C Corp in Nevada. All the Fortune 500 companies are C Corp in Nevada, you should be too. Well, is that true? Are most of the Fortune 500s in Delaware and Nevada? Why are they doing that? That's crazy. Maybe I should do it too. Okay, yep, here's my credit card, set me up. Why are all the Fortune 500 companies in Delaware and Nevada? What do they have? What do they need? They got to go public. They've got to sell stock to thousands of shareholders. If you're going to be Facebook, and if you watched Social Network, when Zuckerberg was back in his apartment, and he's like, I set up an LLC in Florida. What do we do next? He's like, well, we got to go to California, and we got to set up our corporation and go public. You know, that's Facebook. You can buy Facebook stock. They need thousands of shareholders. They want to raise capital. They've got to go C Corp route. But do you? Are you going to go public? Maybe someday, but not for now. I don't want you in this mess. But this is why the Fortune 500 companies are in these locations, Nevada and Delaware. And let's just talk about the state for a minute. Is Microsoft registered in Nevada to save taxes? Well, hold it. They've got a Microsoft store down here in downtown Salt Lake. Oh, but because they're registered in Nevada, they don't pay Utah tax. Wrong. Hold it. You mean I can't come in Utah and set up a store, have employees, and sell product? I've got to pay tax in Utah? Yes, because you're doing business here. So a lot of times, now, this is why Nevada is like a half-truth. If I'm only doing business in Nevada, woo, I'm saving a ton of taxes. That's great. But if you're not doing business in Nevada, I don't want to be registered there. It's an extra cost I don't need. And so if I'm not going public and I'm not doing business in Nevada, what's their last sales pitch? What do they say? What do you get better in Nevada? Come on, you've heard it. It's so good in Nevada. You got to set up in Nevada because why? You could hide your identity, which has been a typical sales pitch. Now, in the last 2 years, within 60 days, you have to disclose all the owners and all the officers. Nevada said, we're sick of it. We don't want this crap here. You come to Nevada, everybody's going to know who owns your company. But they offer you something else. Starts with a P, pro. They say Nevada has great what? Protection. You're going to come to Nevada, and you're going to be bulletproof, asset protected, and you can save taxes, and all the Fortune 500 companies. And you're like, here's my credit card, set me up. And then you find out, oh, I live in Utah, I'm doing business in Utah, my clients are in Utah, my rental property's in Utah, my real estate's in Utah. Don't I have to register to do business in Utah? Yes. So you go down to Nevada and set up your company, and on day 2, I got to set you up in Utah anyway. So now you're paying fees in 2 states. Oh, but because you're registered in Nevada, if you get in a lawsuit in Utah, the judge is going to let you do the whole thing in Nevada, right? They're not going to apply Utah law because the lawsuit happened in Utah. So does that mean I'm going to have to go to Utah court and Utah judges and Utah law? Yeah. So it's a half-truth. So again, Nevada has great laws if I'm doing business in Nevada. It's got great tax benefits if I'm doing business in Nevada. But when you're not doing business in Nevada, you're wasting your time and your money. And this has been one of my big, speak from the rooftops, principles for years, and in my Lawyers or Liars book, is watch out for this. And it usually is sold, ironically, that whole pitch is usually sold with the C Corp at the same time. So that's why I bring it up right now. Now, I have a paralegal that helps clean that up. They can move your company to the right state, dissolve it in the wrong state, boom, you're off to the races. It doesn't have to be, thousands of dollars to unwind. So if you're in that situation, and I know someone is listening, and someone in this room maybe is in that situation, let's get it tidied up and cleaned up where you need to go so you can start saving money for the future in administration and registration fees. We got one question over here, if we could. Thank you. And I'm going to go to our next option. And that, my friends, came along in 1968. And we got some other option. Now, before I write this, yes?
So is there a certain amount of income that would warrant you to do a C Corp? I mean, at what point would you say, hey, I want to do a C Corp?
There's only 2 reasons that I want you to be a C Corp. One, you're going to go public. You got the next best idea to slice bread. You're going to make millions. You need millions. You even go on Shark Tank and they don't give you any money and you got to go public. Okay, cool. C Corp. Second, you're single and you've got a lot of medical expenses. You've got kidney disease. You're going to need a kidney transplant. You're in dialysis. You've got type 2 diabetes. You've got prescription drugs off the chart. You've got cancer. You've got major medical. I'm going to set up a C Corp for you for some medical tax planning. That's it. No other reason. Please don't get sucked into the C Corp. Waste of time. So those are the only 2 reasons. And that's if you're single. If you're married, I've got another option. Because if you're married, you're already suffering enough. I've got an option to save you. Okay, so, might as well give you a little something, because you're miserable. So might as well, help you out.
Well, that was pretty cool. So as you can see, as I'm taking notes inside of this training here, if I wanted to just see in each chapter, you're able to take notes and then it makes it searchable. So along the way, if you're like, oh wait, where was that thing that he said, that thing about DBAs? I don't remember anymore. You're able to just search any of your notes, and then it has a timestamp. It tells you exactly where in the video it was. And so you're able to be a lot more efficient with this information. It's a lot of information, but you're able to bookmark it quickly and easily so you can stay on top of all of the necessary things that you need to do. Okie dokie. All right, now let's go back to here. I'm gonna close this, gonna hit this. Now, a lot of you are also parents. You have kids. So one other thing inside of this tax and legal class is how to pay your family members. Now, we're not going to watch it today. Sometimes I show it, sometimes I don't. We're running out of time today. But how to pay your family members and get them to where you're creating a situation where it's a win-win for you and your family to be able to do more tax planning strategies. And if you understand how this stuff works and your kid is already helping you, let's say you got a home office and he comes in and sweeps the floor. Well, now you could pay him. If you have to pay the kid and the kid has earned income, then you can create a retirement account. With the retirement account, in your retirement account, you can create a partnership and go out there and buy another rental property. And that rental property pays the kid, pays you. You pay zero in tax because the rental property or the retirement account owns it, but you can only do that if they have earned income. So they can sweep the home office, they can file papers, they can shred papers, they can lick envelopes, they can help you with your mail campaigns, they can help you do dials, they can help you analyze deals. Whatever it is that you get creative with it. Okay, there's a lot of options out here. And so what we're trying to do is help you understand that if you do the proper things at the beginning of your career in real estate, you'll be able to keep a lot more of your money. I could just sit back and watch these for hours and hours. I can get some popcorn, get myself a kombucha, and just sit back and watch. But you're on the line here, so we're going to just keep moving forward with this stuff. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. So I am coachable. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. All right. So I'm going to switch over to PowerPoint now. So that was just a quick little demo inside of our Helios platform. Like I said, you could spend days, hours, months, years inside there. And it's very helpful. Okay, now that's the Essentials course. There's over 60 hours. You spend 1 to 2 hours a day. You hop on the weekly group coaching. So for those of you who are taking a part in the weekly group coaching, you know what I'm talking about, how effective and helpful they are. If you're a part of Renatus and you haven't been getting on your weekly group coaching, well, quit wasting time. Get on it. It's every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Mountain Time. And take advantage of it. It's a lifetime membership. I've been able to take advantage of these weekly group coaching courses for 9.5 years. That in and of itself is worth tens of thousands of dollars, just the coaching, let alone everything else that comes with it. Now, phase 2, you're going to go through what we call an AIT learning path. Now, we have 11 different learning paths. I'm not going to go in detail with each of them. If you really do need all the info, then we can do it offline. But basically what it has is a core classes, strategy classes, and then bonus classes. So if you see on the top here, we got fix and flips, buy and hold, multifamily, commercial, paper assets, wholesaling, lease options, auctions, short sales, foreclosures, wealth acceleration, business management, retirement real estate, and our profits course. These are all different learning paths that you can take, and here are the prices. So the Essentials is 10 full-day courses, live education in studio and streaming online, weekly group coaching, your downloadable audio, 12-month redemption period, learning partner access, so you can assign someone to be your learning partner for free, and complimentary lifetime access. Unbeatable. No one else does what we do. Then the Profits course is a different 9 full-day classes. So some people will get the Profits and the Essentials together. We call that the Profits combo. And you also get the downloadable audio, 12-month redemption, learning partner. But the complimentary lifetime access for the Profits course is temporary. I don't know when they're going to change it, but they did mention it last month that the Profits course complimentary lifetime access is temporary. So if you buy it now, you get lifetime access for life. But if you buy it, I'm just throwing a number out, 3 months from now, 6 months from now, I don't know when, a year from now, then it won't be complimentary lifetime access. So you want to jump on that right now. Now the Extreme Plus and the Epics combo just have everything inside of that. One-on-one coaching, group coaching, all the documents, all the audio, everything that you need, lifetime access, expanded curriculum, any new classes that get added, you get those inside of your curriculum absolutely free. I had the Extreme Plus combo back in 2011 when I got started. It had 28 courses. Now there's 70 courses. So they've more than doubled what's being offered, and also updated the other courses. So they added new courses and updated the old ones, didn't charge me an extra penny for it. So this is very unique offerings that Renatus does here. And because we're a debt-free company, we can do things like this. Now, if you don't have the money up front, you can use our billing program. It's as little as $100 a month, all the way up to $670 a month, and everywhere in between. Some of you are like, hey, I can afford $670, no problem. Some people are like, I can afford $1,000 a month, and they just want to pay it off sooner. It does require a down payment of around 20% down, okay, just a little bit less than 20%. And it's 100% approval, 100% guaranteed financing. If you want to do the billing, there's just a little application you fill out. It's one page, but then you're good to go. We'll put you on there. If you, however, come up with cash instead of doing the billing program, you get a major discount, a huge discount. So the Essentials course, you get $500 off. And the Epics combo, all on the other side, is $5,700 off. That's huge. So it becomes just shy of $23,000. Now, there are some people who spend $23,000 a year on their training, or $23,000 a semester to go to certain colleges that just train you to come out for another job. And then 5 to 10 years down the road, you're dissatisfied with your job. You still haven't paid off your student loan debt. And then you're wondering, what the hell am I going to do with my life? And you want to go start a business. Let's skip that whole mess, right? You go look at 1 million, 5 million, 10 million people have gone through that process in the last decade or two. Don't be like them. Stay focused. Start a business now. So the complimentary lifetime access does have one requirement, and that is that you are in good standing with the company, which means you've kept your agreement with the company and you're not acting in a way that harms the company. You're not out there making false promises. You're not doing deceptive selling practices. You're not taking advantage of homeowners. You're helping them. You're doing the right thing, and you're being an honest, ethical real estate investor and upholding the brand. Then you can have lifetime access. That's what we're offering here. During the redemption period and throughout your lifetime access, Extreme Plus package owners will receive all the AIT educational class updates, as well as any new AIT classes added to the offerings for no additional charge. You also get one-on-one coaching, live customer service reps. So if you're like, well, where was that workbook or that document or that spreadsheet? And they'll point you in the right direction quickly. And so will the student advisors. Who, I'm one. Again, there's a couple thousand around the country, and that's why we're so effective and we're able to build up communities. Now, phase 3 is the application phase. There's only 2 things we do as real estate investors. 2 things, and that's it. We analyze deals and we make offers. We analyze deals and we make offers, and we make offers and we analyze deals. If you're not doing one of those 2 things or either of them, you're not investing in real estate. You are thinking about it. We want to move from the thinking phase to the doing phase. So phase 3, you can start to use the Renatus iOS software. So I'm going to just pop back into the browser here and log into my account so I can show you how, just briefly. Again, we have a 2-hour demo on Tuesday nights about the Renatus iOS software. But when you log in here, it puts 150 million properties at my fingertips. So just looking at a few different properties here. Someone called me the other day and they're like, hey, Michael, I got this deal in Arkansas. Will you help me take a look at it? Sure. That's what we do here. Also, if you decide to use the deal analysis software and purchase your rehab material from Home Depot, because you're a member with Renatus iOS, you get 2% cash back, double your rewards, and you also get a discount. They'll pull everything off the shelf for you. It's pricing for the Home Depot in the zip code in which the property exists, and so it's awesome. You guys need to check it out. There's the deal analysis software, which does wholesaling, lease options, auction, buy and hold, fix and flip, rehab, and it spits out spreadsheets and really nice graphs for you. So if you're trying to raise capital and you want to present the deal to someone, all the graphics, the portfolio, the spreadsheets, everything's pre-built for you. You just plug in your property, the software fills in all the blanks, and then you go and have that conversation. You say, hey, I found this deal, here are the numbers. I know you got some money. I have some time, some credibility. I got my network. I'll do all the work. You bring in the money. Let's split the deal. And so this software really helps you to be able to look a lot more professional and be a lot more professional. Then it helps you also do communication. So if you want to do email campaigns, autoresponders, if you want to do mail campaigns, we got warehouses with robot arms holding pens ready to write letters. They'll stuff them in the envelopes. They'll send them out for you. And that's actually how Brandon and Amanda were able to find a couple of their land deals, right? They just use the mail campaigns to do this stuff. You do need to be able to communicate with them. And then it's also being able to add different contacts. So if you have different realtors on your team or contractors on your team, and you want them to take pictures and submit more information for you, this is a one-stop hub. You can give them temporary access or partial access so that they can add documents, pictures, different things inside of here to keep everything clean and neat and organized. Oh, this is fun. So this property here, Reba DeLong, this is a property that I bought. We analyzed it, the numbers worked out great, and I'm actually standing in it now. She was 9 months behind on her mortgage, and she was just giving up. She threw her hands in the air, she was giving up, she didn't know what else to do. And someone in my neighborhood was like, hey, did you know Reba's struggling? Because we bought a couple of properties down the street here, and she said, do you know Reba's struggling? I'm like, I don't even know Reba, I'm new here. She goes, oh, okay. Well, she introduced me, talked to Reba over the phone, and I was like, I don't know if I trust her entirely, because everyone's just trying to paint a different picture. So I pulled it up, found everything out that I needed to, and we made a deal happen, and we closed last December. So the Renatus iOS deal analysis tool it's an unfair advantage. You're going to be able to analyze your deals in a lot bigger way. Now, I did also want to point out here that our workbooks are award-winning. So when we talked about all the extra things that come with our training, it's not just the classes, but it's the workbooks, it's the spreadsheets, it's the action items. We just got Best in State for instructional books. You're not going to find that anywhere else. There's only one person who can win it, and that was us. So we're really excited and proud of that, and thank you, Christian George. He's our educational director. For putting so much hard work into that. So if you guys ever get to meet Christian George, tell him thank you. So there's a lot of people that need our help. I just pulled up a screenshot of people who are in pre-foreclosure just in Salt Lake City right now. 6,000 families could use our help. And so there are different ways to reach out to them. And remember, you got to be able to listen to their problems so that you can fix their problem and get paid. So if you plug the money from phase 1, you start analyzing deals, learn the best practices for the type of deal you want to do. We start making offers, and we'll eventually find our deal. You got 7 days to try out the education. You set up your account. It just takes a few minutes. So we can actually do this right at the end of this webinar if you're interested. Setting up your account, put the money in, education all opens up, all these classes, you start taking them. And you have 7 days to try everything out before your education becomes a full education account. And if you need to, for any reason, cancel in those 7 days, you get your money back, no questions asked. Now, a lot of people are wondering, where the heck do we find the money to do this? Because I know you're on this line here because you need some help. Or you're here to check it out for somebody else, and I get that. So let's talk about it for a second. I'm going to switch over to my drawing board here. Well, actually, let me just fly through these slides. Cash or credit. Some of you are just sitting on a credit card and you're not even using it. Well, what are you waiting for? You need an opportunity, you need a business, you need a tax write-off, you need some education. Here you go. The Essentials course is $2,000. How much is $2,000? Let's say, well, yeah, Michael, but my credit card has interest and I don't want to pay interest. Okay, well, I get that. But did you know interest is also a tax write-off? Just saying. Okay, so we talked about default versus design. But let's think about this for a second. 1997 times 0.2 is $400. Remember, this is 20%. We got to divide by 12 equals 36 bucks a month. So it'll cost you in cash flow. Your cash flow will go down by 36 bucks a month. Now, yes, you do need to make a payment, but that money will be available back on your line. And if you do velocity banking, like we talked about yesterday, you charge up your 2,000, and then you stair step it down, pay it off rather quickly. And this is what the cash flow would be. Now, if you're doing the full Epics combo, what's this? This would be 4,600 bucks divided by 12. We're looking at 380 bucks a month, I'm guessing. Just doing some quick math here. But if we break it down, I know some people are going, whoa, 23,000, I don't have that. Well, you might not have it in cash, but if you can get access to it in credit, it'll cost you your first month anyway. But then if you do your velocity banking, it can continue to go down and down and down. And each month the interest dollars are less and less and less. So you have the opportunity to use that. Now, I already talked about the Renatus billing option, so that's available to you as well. But what about retirement accounts? How many people are just wasting time or wasting their opportunity with retirement accounts because they just don't know how it works? 401ks are a fantastic way. I know there's a few people on the line who use retirement accounts. If any of you did use retirement accounts to pay for your education, would you just put in the chat box, I used a 401k, I used a retirement account. I did also. I used a retirement account, but I didn't have my own. So I had to go and create a conversation with my mother-in-law to be able to do this. And the key here is you gotta offer a solution. And right now, wow, that's awful handwriting. You gotta offer a solution. People are not earning a great return on their 401k. Do you remember yesterday on our previous recording when we talked about the rule of 72? And if people are getting a 1 or 2% return on their retirement account, they're never going to retire with the amount of money that they want. So let's offer a solution. Did you know you can get a loan from your 401k of 50% up to $50,000. It's at 5% interest for 5 years. So let's just bust out our financial calculator here and say, all right, I'm going to borrow $23,000 from my retirement account, and I need to make a payment back to myself of $434. So let's say you got 50,000 in your retirement account. You can borrow 25,000. Use 23,000 for the education. You got 2,000 sitting where? In your checking account. Well, you have to make a $450 a month payment back to yourself. So you can actually start to use your own retirement money to pay the loan for the retirement money. I talked to someone last week who only had $5,000 in his retirement account. Now, what was crazy is he'd been working at his job for about 10 years and he only had $5,000. That is not good, okay? And he needed a solution. That's why real estate in Renatus was so attractive to him. So he was able to borrow $2,500, right? 50%, that's the key here, 50%. So he paid the 1997 for his essentials course, and he had $500 left over in his checking account. Well, how much is the payment on 1997? Or no, he borrowed $2,500, but it's in negative. So let's do it right here. So 47 bucks a month. 47 bucks a month. Well, where does it need to go? It needs to go back into the retirement account where we pulled the 5,000 from. So you can use the 500 from your checking account. You actually have yourself 10 payments right here to be able to do that. So it could cost you nothing for 10 months. And by the time 10 months roll around, you could have your education paid off because you did a deal, you created some cash flow, you increased your tax savings. There's a lot of different solutions that we can create here. And, you know, I just got permission from one of my students to share a quick screenshot for you of something that he created with his IRS bill. I asked him about it, and he said, you know what, dude, you can share this. So here's what happened. So he sent me this. He says, look, Michael, this is what happened. He said he had a $60,000 bill coming to him from the IRS. It says, hey, basically, this is what you owe. These are the penalties. These are the more and more penalties got stacked on here. And he hopped onto the tax class. He reached out to the tax attorney. And a few months later, this is what happened. It went away. Poof, zero. So if you look at the dates here, so December 24th, so on Christmas Eve, he got this notice. A few months later, in August, wiped away. So some of you, and this was from a 2016 tax bill. So some of you have been paying way too much in tax for years, and you can go and make some major adjustments now. So some of you are going, oh, well, I'm going to get these classes. I'm going to go redo my taxes, and then I'm going to take the money from a big refund that I just got, and then I'll pay myself back. What do you want to do? You got to get up. You got to take action. You got to be doing something, though. You can't just sit around and wait and hope someone's going to do it for you. Another thing that most people don't think about is, let's say you have $100,000 in your 401k. You can borrow $50,000, right? The max is $50,000. Unless you have an issue related with COVID, then they've actually raised the maximum for a while to be, you can borrow $100,000 with no penalties. But for now, let's just say $50,000. And you want to use the education, so you use $23,000 of that for your education. You get the tax write-off for it. But then also, let's say that you have a really cool car. Oh yeah, look at that cool car. Meet me. That's you in your cool car. And let's say you got an auto loan for $10,000 on it. You're paying 5% here, but you also need to pay yourself back 5% inside your retirement account. So you got another $27,000 that's sitting right here. You take 10,000 of it, pay off your car. Did you know you could do this? You pay off your car with your retirement account. Bye-bye. You're no longer paying that 5%. You take the monthly payment that you were paying on your auto loan and you redirect it back to your retirement account instead of letting the bank make money off of it. And now, instead of going from a negative 5% in your life, right, paying the bank, you then go to a positive 5%, which is a positive 10% ROI on that money. Instantly a 10% off something that you already had. So we got to wake up. We got to be thinking a lot more about how our money is being used. Now, some of you are on the line are going, I don't have a retirement account. I know, I didn't either. So this is where I had to educate the other people in my family, my uncles, my aunts, my mother-in-law, and say, hey, what are you doing with that money? And she goes, I don't know, I'm just sitting on it. Well, why? Can we grow it? Can we borrow it? Can we use it? And she goes, oh, I don't know. I don't want to pay any penalties or taxes. I'm not 65 yet. And I said, no. We're doing a loan. With loans, they're authorized. They're built in as part of the program. So I went to her and she had, I don't remember how much she had in there, but I took a loan for $25,000 from her. And this was, what we agreed to was a 15% ROI for her. I came at her and I said, hey, how about 5%? She was like, how about 50? And I was like, okay, how about 10? And she said, all right, 15. So we settled on 15 as her ROI. So when I paid her back, all of that 15% went back into her 401k tax-free. She paid zero in tax on it because it went into her retirement account. So how many people in your family have retirement accounts, but they're not using them correctly or maximizing their advantages? There's also ways to do rollovers, do early distributions. There's a bunch of cool things. The point is, you have to be willing to have conversations because not every one of you has all the pieces to the puzzle. You're missing pieces, and that's why you're here. So here are the 4 pieces to a real estate puzzle. They are time, knowledge, money, and credibility. So TKMC. Time, knowledge, money, and credibility. And it's usually split down the middle here. Some of you on the line here are saying, hey, you know what? I got a lot of time. I'm here to get this education so I know what I'm doing. And other people are saying, well, I got the money, I got the credibility, but I don't have the time and I don't really know what I'm doing. And that's where you can come in and you create magic by putting together deals. You don't find deals, you make deals. And that's how we can tell where you're at with your understanding, is that you understand we make deals. So this is how it works. You put in the time and the knowledge. You find the property, they have the money, and we create a partnership around it. What this takes in order to get these people to bring money to do deals, guess what? A conversation. You got to be having conversations. If you're unwilling to have conversations, you have to go get a job. There are no jobs. Well, there are still jobs, but we have 22 million people unemployed right now. If they had started businesses along the way and had a side hustle, they would have a safety net. Now, too many people were stuck in that employee brain, and it cost them. Now, plenty of people on the line here have jobs. I had a job for almost a year while I was still doing my real estate business on the side. But if you are willing to have conversations with people with money, and then you bring in your time and your know-how, then we can make deals. Remember, we make deals. We don't find deals. Deals are not found. They are made with the right ingredients and the right people. So if you're unwilling to have conversations, real estate won't work for you. You got to have those conversations. They may be uncomfortable at times, but that's okay. Get comfortable being uncomfortable. Choose your uncomfortable. So have those conversations. If you need help, then you can also get on the phone with the student advisor and we can make the phone call to your mom, your grandma, your cousin, your uncle, whoever it is, your friend, your coworker that has the money that might be willing to do a deal with you. Get on the phone with them and let's mastermind. Let's do it together. We won't do it for you, but we'll do it with you. So retirement funds, that's a big, big opportunity there. Now HELOCs are another lazy asset, an underutilized resource for people where they use their HELOC to maybe rehab their basement or pay off their car or something like that and just change their debts. But what if we use a HELOC to make money? What if we use a HELOC to put down on rental properties or to lend inside of businesses? There's a lot of opportunities. So let's just do the math real quick on a HELOC. So let's say we're going to use $23,000, and right now HELOCs are at a 5% interest rate. 5% interest rate. So we'd be looking at, what am I doing here? 1.5. Am I doing this right? 1150 would be the yearly cost, because remember this is an APR, it's annual, so we have to divide by 12. So we're looking at, I think it's 96 bucks a month. Just doing some math off the top of my head here. Yeah, Earl, thank you for double checking my math here. I'm guessing it's 96 bucks a month. So you know people, I know people that have HELOCs, but they're not using them to make money. So you ask them, How much are you getting paid for your good credit right now? How much are you getting paid for your good credit right now? You're going to say, I don't know what you're talking about. How do you get paid for your good credit? Say, well, I've started a business and I'm looking for someone to capitalize it. And if you're willing to put money into my business, I will pay you. I'll pay you for that good credit. So let's say we make a deal and we say, all right, I'll pay you 10%. So they have to pay the bank 5%, but then they can pocket the other 5%. Now they're making money off the bank's money. They're making money off of somebody else's money. Do you remember from yesterday or the previous recording what that's called? Starts with an A. You guys remember what that's called? Arbitrage. Arbitrage. Here we go. One R. Arbitrage. That's right. An arbitrage is a way to make a spread. There's a spread of what's going on here. So if you're going to pay your friend or your family member, you're looking at paying them $192 a month is your monthly payment. 96 will go to the bank and 96 can go to your friend. Now they're getting paid for their good credit. You can cut them in on a deal if you want. I know some people say, all right, so I'll cut you in on my next 3 deals because you're the one that lent me this money. Or maybe I'll let you make profit off the entire first deal, pay you back and then some, and then I'm going to keep the rest for all my other deals. Or maybe we create a partnership and you get 10% off my next 10 deals because you capitalize my business and now you're my partner. Have those conversations. I'm telling you, it's all about the conversations. Conversation. I'm telling you. So HELOCs, there's another great resource for you. And maybe someone has equity. Let's say you know someone that has a house, and maybe it's a $400,000 house, and they only owe, let's say, $280 on the house. Okay. Well, right now they're doing HELOCs up to 95% of the value. So what's 95% of 40,000? That would be 380,000. Man, I'm on my math game today. I hope that's right. 380, am I right there? So 380, well, you only owe 280. So this person could go get a $100,000 HELOC. So they put in a little bit for education. They put a little bit on their next rental property. Maybe they pay off their little cool little punch buggy green car, and they start to make this money work for them. They're only going to pay somewhere around 5%. I know some people are getting HELOCs at 3.8%. Other people getting them at 6%. But right now they're about 5%. Most people are not using their house to make money. And this is a way for you to have conversation with people and teach them the right ways to do this. Now, you can also get HELOCs on rental properties, but this is on primary residence right now. HELOCs on rentals are about 80%. Okay. So any other questions around HELOCs? Any questions around 401ks? Any questions around this deal ingredients that I talked about? Or current credit? You guys like my colorful drawings? I hope they're helping you learn. Okay. Tell your house to get a job. That's right. No free rides around here, house. Get to work. Okay, so that's HELOCs. We talked about private funding. Just make sure you put it in writing, okay? You don't want 2 or 3 years from now, when it's time to pay your friend or your family member back, then you go, what did we agree on? What was the interest rate? What was I supposed to do? Put it in writing, okay? Also, life insurance is another great way to pay for it. There are what's called whole life or permanent life policies where they have a cash value amount inside of them. And just like 401ks, you're able to borrow from it. But with life insurance, you technically don't have to pay it back. Now, I recommend you do, for sure, put the money back. But technically, you don't have to. They would just take it out of the death benefit when you die. So there's a way to use your life insurance while you're still alive and build businesses with your life insurance. I know plenty of people who just, they didn't know. They had life insurance. They've been contributing to it for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, and they just didn't know that they could use the money that was sitting in there. They thought they had to wait, and when they passed away, their family got it, but they can actually use it right now. Now, also, for everybody on the line here, I recommend a funding assessment because there's money available to you that you just might not know about. And this program here that the funds people put together, it's called getfundedonline.com. Renatus doesn't get paid if you use their services. I don't get paid to recommend them. But what I do know is in the last 6 years, they have equipped $60 million into our students' hands. $60 million in the last 6 years to be able to go out there and do real estate. So I just have their little website pulled up right here. So you come now to this, you click on the blue button, get started now. And let's just quickly watch this 2-minute video, okay?
This is Jim. Jim has found a great opportunity with Renatus, but he's having a little trouble finding the funds he needs to purchase his education. Make that a lot of trouble. Lucky for Jim, his mentor told him about the credit nerds here at getfundedonline.com. We offer a smarter alternative to financing your education by working as the consultant on your behalf to match you with the right lenders that fit your overall credit profile. So whether you have good credit, bad credit, or no credit, we will find the lenders that are right for you. Here's how it works. Our goal is to match you with the lenders that will give you the best possible terms with the least impact on your personal credit profile. We work with hundreds of lenders across the country to bring them together in one place. We then track and analyze their approval trends so we know exactly the type of person they like to lend to. Our trained credit assessors then go over the inquiry section, public records, account info section, and all utilization from your credit report. The result? A user-friendly, readable report that will quickly explain why you are or aren't a good fit for a particular account. We run this report data through a complex matching algorithm that allows us to know the lenders with which you are most likely to receive the best terms. What's great is that it only takes 1 to 2 business days to process the application, and between 2 to 14 days for you to receive funding when you are approved. It's quick, easy, and affordable. Now, it is important to understand that depending on the amount of funding you are requesting, we may need to utilize multiple lending sources to help you reach your goals. Your funding may come as credit cards, personal lines, check lines, or overdraft accounts. And interest rates will vary depending on your profile. Most of our lenders have an open-ended term, meaning there's no payoff due date, and monthly payments will average between 1 to 2% of the total balance, keeping your payments very low. Once these funds are paid off, they are available to use over and over again. Now that you know what to do, it's simple to get started. Simply register for a funding assessment by clicking one of the Get Started Now buttons on getfundedonline.com. It only takes a few minutes to complete, and you can get the funds needed to pay for your education and real estate deals in as little as 48 hours. There are no upfront fees. We only get paid a consulting fee of 9.99% after you receive your requested funding. If we can't find you the money you need, then you don't pay anything. So don't wait. Click the blue Get Started Now button and fund your future with the Credit Nerds. We're a smarter alternative to financing education.
Cool. So you come in here, you click on yes, I watched the 2-minute video, and then just to be clear, your funding assessment is not an application for funding or an application for credit. It's simply an opportunity for us to take a look at what funds programs best fit your profile. And let me be clear, it does not affect your credit report or credit score in any way. And now some people are going, yeah, but I heard that checking my credit. Well, no, if you check your credit, which is what you're going to do, it doesn't negatively affect it at all. You create your credit monitoring profile for free. We use their 7-day trial for free. You set it up, and then Credit Nerds goes into it, pulls all the data that they need from it, and then goes to these banks on your behalf, and then goes and gets them lines of credit for you at more often than not 0% interest credit. I did not believe in credit when I first got started. I saw my mom getting a bunch of credit card debt, and it devastated our family. But we also didn't have any financial IQ either. And so I just avoided credit for years and years. I didn't even use a bank to do my real estate. For the first 5 years of my real estate career, I didn't use a bank. I didn't want to. I didn't want to use credit. I didn't want anyone to pull my report. I just didn't like it. So I just did a bunch of creative real estate stuff. But then after taking these credit classes and staying coachable, I'm okay, fine, let's do it. And because of that, I've been able to put together over $200,000 in different lines of credit from different sources. And it's constantly going up. If you take care of it, it'll keep going up. So who knows what you'll be capable of if you decide to take this program. But everyone, take a look. In fact, from the president of the Fair Credit Reporting Bureau, he said that there are 79%, so basically 4 out of 5 Americans have false derogatories on their retirement or on their credit reports. False derogatories, which means it's not accurate and it's hurting you. It's not accurate and it's hurting you. 4 out of 5 of you on the line here have false derogatories on your report. So if you haven't looked in the last couple months or even the last week, something could have popped in there that's not you, that is now negatively affecting you. So go in, take a look at it. They'll call you. They'll let you know, hey, these are your options. Maybe you need to do credit repair and clean it up. We're offering free credit repair right now at creditnerds.com. Yes, free credit repair. Go and do it. Also, if you have a business and you want to get funding through your business, you could do it, or you could do it through your personal. So check it out. These are just more tools for you. I used them to repair my credit a while ago because one of my rental properties, one of the utility bills didn't get paid, and it destroyed my credit. So I went back into these guys. I said, hey, help me out. And 3 months later, my score went up 135 points because they cleaned everything up. They didn't charge me for it. So go and check it out. Read everything. Be fully informed. Ask all the questions that you need. That's what this is about. It's about education and awareness. And if you're sitting back going, ooh, I don't know, then it just means you need to ask more questions, right? How do you eliminate fear? Questions. That's it. So if you're afraid of doing something, ask more questions around it until it's clear, and then the fear goes away. That's what happened for me. Remember, I told you I was afraid of credit for a while, but not anymore. Now it's my friend. It's my tool. I get my cash back rewards. I do my velocity banking, and I'm really grateful for it. And in fact, we used a credit card to buy a house once. So it was in Tennessee. It was a little cheap property. It was $11,000, but hey, why not use your credit to buy houses too? Okay, let's go back to our PowerPoint. We are just wrapping this thing up. So I told all of you guys and gals that Bob Snyder's a genius, right? And that because he put together student advisors with personal development and real estate investing, that we've created an environment where people can thrive. Now, this is not necessarily real estate related, but let me give you a roadmap to paying your bills. Are you guys open to something like that? Would you be willing to hang out for a few more minutes and see a roadmap to paying your bills? That was a real question. Yes?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, cool. Getting to this. All right, let's do it. So I'm going to go back to the whiteboard here. And this is what's working. This has been working for us for a decade now. And here's how it works. You have your real estate world. And you're going to get your education. You're going to join the community. You're going to raise your financial IQ. And it's really going to help. It's really going to help. That's one side of what Renatus has to offer. The educational services, that's huge. That's where you can get your essentials, your profits course, your AIT, your EPICS combo. All right, spend $23,000 for your education. It's a tax write-off. It's going to super duper help, and it's award winning. On the other side of our equation, and this is what we call our Renatus wealth cycle. Ooh, I got the rainbow pen. Renatus wealth cycle. Okay, so it's cyclical. It goes round and around and around. And if you use both sides, Bob Snyder's a genius, and he's created multi-millionaires time and time again because of this Renatus wealth cycle. So the other side is the people side of what we do. Yeah, I guess I'm keeping the rainbow pen now. The people side of what we do. What we're suggesting here is that when you are out in the world and you're growing your business, let's imagine for a second that you have started a grocery store. You started a grocery store, and now you're going to call people and you're going to advertise, especially to your friends and family, because you know that they need milk, you know they need bread, right? And you call them and you say, hey, just so you know, I started a grocery store. So instead of where you used to go for milk and bread, come to me. Easy, right? Start with the people you know. So in our world, what you're going to do is you're going to say, hey, I opened up a real estate solutions company, and I'm looking for buyers. I'm looking for sellers. Do you know anyone that needs to sell a house? I have solutions for them. I'm also looking for lenders. Do you know anyone that needs a higher ROI on their retirement account, or someone that wants to get paid for their good credit? So these are your customers in the real estate investing world: buyers, sellers, and lenders. These are the people who are going to make it easy for you. When you go out there and you start telling people, so I'll give you an example, okay? So I got started. Here's me. Oh, right on. My Apple Pencil battery just died. So here's what happened. I got on the phone and I called Vanessa's brother. So Vanessa's my wife. I called her brother and I said, hey, did you know we started this real estate investing business? And we're out here creating solutions for people. I am looking for some sellers. Okay, I don't have a big budget, so I can't do a mail campaign. I can't afford a billboard on the freeway. I'm looking for some sellers. So if you come across someone that needs to sell their house, don't call a realtor, call me. What is the realtor going to do anyway? A realtor is just going to go find a buyer. Ding, 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 I am a buyer. And he went, okay, great, I don't know anybody. The next day he calls me back and he said that his girlfriend let him know that her mom had just been laid off. She was 3 months behind on her mortgage and just received a foreclosure notice. So it was Vanessa's brother's girlfriend's mom that needed help. And so because I made that initial phone call, word of mouth traveled, and she connected to me, and we were able to do a short sale on her house, get her out of debt, prevent a bankruptcy. We made $15,000 on the deal, and then I paid her brother $500 for just connecting us. He made one phone call, made $500. So word of mouth is the most effective way to get your brand, get your business, get everything out there so people can start cheering for you, rooting for you, and bringing you customers. If they don't know, all they knew about me before was that I was in auto mechanics. I could change oil, I could change brakes, I could change tires. Woohoo for me. But I was tired of doing that. I was tired of people calling me saying, hey, Michael, will you come over? My car's making a funny noise. I said, okay, that's my old career. Okay, just so you know, I'm a real estate investor now. I am done doing that kind of stuff. I do it as a hobby. I got a 1973 Mustang Mach 1 with the fastback 351 Cleveland in it. That's what I work on. I got a BMW X5M with the dining package, 750 horsepower. That's what I work on. But your car, for money? No, I only do real estate for money now. And they went, oh, okay. Well, I didn't know you were in real estate. And they're like, weren't you just a little bit ago riding the bus? I was like, yeah, that was me. Riding the bus. Now I do real estate. And so all of you on the line here need to create a new brand for yourself. That's why we talked about mission statements, vision boards, setting big goals, naming your business so that you can get out there and start telling people. Your friends and family will happily connect you to customers if only they know what you're up to. So you got to start telling them, hey, I'm in the business of real estate investing, solving real estate problems for a profit, and creating win-win-win solutions for folks. So if you get on the phone and you understand that word of mouth, and it doesn't have to be phone, it could be Facebook Messenger for all I care. The point is, you got to get out there and make sure that people know what your business is, or else how are they going to bring you customers? How are they going to know that you opened up that grocery store or whatever it is that you did? All right, so where did my drawings go? There they are. Okay, so the Renatus Wealth Cycle. It's all about word of mouth. Word of mouth is also free. They have done 50-year sales studies and research on how companies grow, and then what they found is the most effective way is through word of mouth. People are happy to spread good news. Obviously, you can see they're happy to spread negative news too. Oh my goodness, turn the news off. But in the word of mouth world, this is free to do. You just get on the phone and call people. I was on the phone with Heather earlier today, and we called somebody in Florida and we called somebody in Phoenix, and we said, hey, just so you know, Heather is no longer doing the healthcare industry stuff that she's doing. We are now in the real estate investing world. And so we are looking for buyers. We are looking for sellers, and we are looking for lenders. Do you know anyone? And so he goes, wait a minute. So you're just saying you're looking for people that need to sell houses. That's why you're calling me. We're like, yeah. He goes, oh, okay. Well, let me put my thinking cap on, and I'll call you back next week and let you know what I find. So this word of mouth thing is already starting to work for us. And if you just put more energy and effort into it, people are going to start to see, wow, you are changing your life. And I want to be a part of this. So some folks are going to mention that they're interested in learning real estate investing. And we got a whole new group of people out here that want to learn. And you say, oh, well, if you want to learn, well, heck, why don't you check out Renatus? They're the ones that are teaching me how to do it. I can put you on a webinar, or I can do a 3-way call with my student advisor. I could just tell you about it. You can go to the website. But this is where I'm learning. By the way, Renatus is an award-winning training company, and that's why I went with them. And if you want to learn, now you're doing word-of-mouth advertising. You're doing word-of-mouth advertising for Renatus. So if you do that, Renatus will pay you for customers. Okay? And it's a 12-day pay cycle. So if you refer someone and they decide to buy the next day, 12 days later, you get a direct deposit from Renatus into your business bank account. Yes, you need to set up a business bank account so you can get the extra tax write-offs and everything else. You'll learn in your classes how to do it all appropriately. But Renatus will pay you. We'll pay you anywhere from $500 to $11,200 per customer. So I'm expecting to see more people on the webinar next week, because I know how many people need to get paid. They need to create a solution for themselves. And it's up to you to spread that word of mouth. What are you doing? You just talking and complaining? Are you watching kitty cat videos on YouTube? What are you doing with your time? Let's grow our businesses. Let's spread this word of mouth. And then you will also be able to find buyers that have big down payments but can't get loans. Big down payments, right? You can go and match up a seller and a buyer. They don't need to meet each other. That's not what you need to do. But you can solve a seller's problem and a buyer's problem all in one and make money on both sides of the deal. And now you also bring lenders into your life, right? Your family members that just didn't know that they could be a lender. You know, your uncle lends 20 grand, your brother lends 15,000, you got 10 grand under the mattress, your grandma's life insurance policy is just sitting there doing nothing. You get 100,000 out of that, and the four of you go out there and go do a deal. So that's what I wanted to share with you on the Renatus Wealth Cycle and how you can start getting paid next week. In order for us to pay you, we do want you to go through a little bit of training. We have what's called our 10-step training. And that's just going to help you understand the best ways to get the most out of Renatus. So you would come into here, you would go into the training tab, you hop onto the 10-step training, and you get Mr. Snyder, the CEO himself, walking you through how to grow a business through word of mouth. And there's 10 different steps to do it, and he's going to show you how. I have been able to make in a very hardworking, time committed. I mean, I work 50, 60 hours a week building my business and doing this stuff. But I've made almost $3 million just on the word of mouth side of what we do. That's not even counting my real estate. I've done short sales, fix and flips, wholesaling, lease options, land development, and now we're doing a big permaculture eco village on 265 acres. And we ain't stopping. We got long-term rentals, we got short-term rentals, we got tax liens, deeds, seller finance notes. 10 years ago, I was a bum. I was living in my girlfriend's mom's basement, riding the bus, borrowing money from my mom to pay my cell phone bill. I was borrowing money from my friends so I could eat lunch at work. It was awful. But I changed my mindset, and because I changed, everything changed for me. So it's up to you. It really is up to you. We're putting the opportunity in your hands to take control. There's a lot, obviously, to our organization. I could keep talking about it for a lot longer, but we're running out of time. There's a ton of opportunity inside this organization and this team. And so for those of you who are sticking around on the line, I congratulate you. Is there any student here that would like to share their story about how they're using a system? I saw Steve Nomura actually pop on here a second ago. If you're still here, maybe you want to share your story, where you came from, what you're working on.
All right, Michael.
Yes, sir. Take it away.
Okay, my name is Steve Nomura. I'm from Chicago right now. I originally from Japan. I started this business February 2007. I was trying to understand the basics of basics for almost 2 years. It took 2 years, 6 months to close first deal. But since then, I started closing 2-3 deals a month. First 4 years, I did over 40 wholesales. And from 2011, I have done over 100 fix and flipping, and also I kept. And it took 8 years to have 50 rentals. Okay? Then right now, I'm selling 1 rental properties a month, and also I'm buying 1 property at least using seller financing subject to. And also, since last year, I started doing wholesale again. Okay, also lease option too. So it was a big challenge in the beginning, but it took 2 years, 6 months. Therefore, I never say business is easy. Business is absolutely marathon, not so easy, difficult. Lots of perseverance, grit, all kind of mindset gonna be required to do this business. But I could believe myself. I could commit myself into this business. Therefore, nobody could believe Steve Nomura stayed in this business in the beginning. I was a hopeless case for many people, but you know, even my attorney fired me. Okay? I hired one attorney in the beginning. He was telling me all the time, Steve, you shouldn't do this business. You never make money in this business. You should quit. You should quit. One day he called. When he called me, he took my phone call, say, Steve, I'm no longer your attorney. Find another one. He fired me.
Whoa.
To such a degree, I was a hopeless case for him. But actually, there's another story. 10 years after that, I met him at the closing table. He was a buyer's attorney. I was selling the property. my attorney told my whole story last 10 years. That attorney completely blown away at the closing table. But anyway, it was a long journey, but it was so exciting. My kids, 2 sons, 25 years old, 23 years old, joined this business. They never saw his father going to work somewhere else. Since he's teenagers, he saw me working very hard every day in this business. And my son is taking care of my rental properties. My second son is working with me for the marketing side of the business. Thank you very much. That's it.
Wow. Awesome. What an incredible story. 100 fix and flips and 50 rental properties. And and people were not even rooting for you. They thought you were a hopeless case. So that's incredible. That just goes to show you that if you follow the right mindset, you use the right systems in place, you could change your life to any degree. So congratulations, Steve. Really proud of you. I just saw Tim Vreeland pop on here. Tim, why don't you come out here and just share a quick story about what this education's done for you?
Okay, great. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, my name's Tim, and a few years ago, about 6 years ago, is when I started with Renalis. But before then, I was making $9 an hour at a temp job where during a hiring freeze in 2011, nobody was really hiring anybody. And that's when I wanted to get into real estate. I read a funny book that a lot of people seem to read and kind of get that little real estate bug, Rich Dad Poor Dad. I think some you know about that book. So yeah, I thought, you know what? Yeah, real estate, I can make some good money. So I was looking how to get into it. I looked at so many things. I was afraid to spend any money. I saw Renatis. I was sold that Renatis could really work for me, but I still wasn't quite, I didn't know what else was out there. So I kept looking. It took me a full year to finally get down and all that time I was spending little bits of money here and there, going to different education places, different different guru events, different local RIAs, real estate associations around the valley, and networking and things like that. Zero money in the whole 2 years of me looking into real estate. And then, year one, nothing. I found Renatis, but then I didn't join the year after that. Once I said, you know what, I don't know what I don't know. I'm ready to listen. I'm coachable and teachable. Let's get the ball rolling. I joined, and I found my first deal 3 months in, and I just did exactly what the instructors told me to do and find my first fix and flip. I did it. I found it. I partnered with some people. I did it. I made 14 grand on that first deal. I found my second deal 4 months after that, and as the ball rolling, 30 transactions later. Last year was my biggest year later. I sold one property, 300 on that baby. And then this quarter, I made over $150,000 in first quarter this year. I was able to quit my job, pay off a whole bunch of debt, and now I'm finally full-time real estate Tim. So I'm super excited.
Woo! Full-time real estate Tim. Congratulations, my friend. That is incredible. Going from $9 an hour to what you've done is impressive. So great work. And
yeah, thanks. I'll tell you the story sometime, guys.
Yeah. That is awesome, man. You know what? Let's have one more person come out. Wanda, if you're available, I'd like you to come out and share your quick story. And then I want to tell you guys about a workshop that we're doing tomorrow morning if you guys want to hop onto that. So Wanda, if you're available, come on out here and share with the world. If not, that's all good too.
Hello. I am available, but I'm not going to put the camera on, if that's okay, because I had, my hair is not done. But anyway, yes, I joined Renatos about, actually on 2016, I got my education because I wanted to retire. I was getting tired of being tired. I didn't want to be doing the same thing. I was trading hours for money all the time. And even though I attended other different businesses, I wasn't able to succeed on those businesses. And I always was looking for an opportunity. Some of my friends told me that real estate was the solution for me to retire. And I began to study. I found Renatos and got my education, began to study. Then I lost my job. And because I lost my job, I decided to take the business opportunity seriously. And I began to promote and tell more people that this is a good solution. And I started to be six-figure income in about 8 months. And then after that, and I have helped hundreds of people to start the education, and life is totally different. Right now I'm in Puerto Rico taking care of my grandma and my dad. My grandma is 104 years old. So I was just kind of in the meeting and taking care of her. And, but it's a pleasure for me to be able to have the time and the money to be where I need to be at this time of my life, and the money continue to come in. I still have deals. I have done about 20 deals, 20 deals. And right now I'm finishing one in Magna, Utah. And I'm here, but I have my team working for me over there. So I haven't, I think I saw the house like twice. And then I've been in Utah, and people are working for me here in Puerto Rico, and people are working for me in Utah. And the house is gonna be for sale this week. And yeah, it's in the market, and I'm excited. So things are differently than before. And thank you to Renato.
Yeah, wonderful. So what I heard was Wanda bought the education because she was trying to figure out a new way to of creating an income for herself. And then all of a sudden lost her job. She got fired from her job, and she went, well, real estate's still going to take some time to pay me. I'm going to start doing this word of mouth thing and start making recommendations to Renatus. And in 8 months, she made $100,000. When you're doing that, you don't need a job anymore. So congratulations, Wanda, now on your 20th deal. That's incredible. And I just want to remind everyone that in order to get these kinds of results in life, you got to work hard. You got to think hard. You got to show up. You got to put in the right time and relationships to make all this stuff happen. It doesn't just happen automatically. If it did, everybody would be doing this, right? But it takes that serious commitment in that work. And those of you who are on the line here, you are hard workers. And I know what you're dealing with because I've been there, right? I've been in the mess. I've lived in a car. I've been starving. I've been down to 1 meal a day because I didn't have any money. I've been there. If you, most of you aren't coming from that situation, luckily. And so there's a way for you to keep building on yourself in this organization. This company is going to outlast the CEO. He set it up. It's a debt-free company. We're going to be here for decades and decades. This is the right place to be. This is the right time to do it. Get back with the person that invited you here to get your account set up. Now, one last thing is about tomorrow's workshop. It is called our Super Saturday. We do this once a month. It's all about entrepreneurship development and making sure that people are getting the right kind of training, systems, and experience to do that. And we're going to have a special guest. His name is Mr. Woody Woodward. He's one of the instructors here at Renatus, and he's going to be sharing how he's been developing this communications system and this drive sales system in order for you to take advantage of what he has to offer. So here it is inside of our organization. You can hop on through Zoom at elevatesupersaturday.com. It's 9 to 1, so it's 4 hours. We'll take a little break in the middle, but then we're also going to showcase a few of the other marketers and student advisors who are crushing it right now. They're making money, they're doing deals, they're using the system, they're doing it from their home, they're taking control, and that's what this is all about. So join us tomorrow. If you're a member, you definitely need to be here. If you're a guest and you would like to check it out, just make sure to fill out the registration form at the website, and we'll hit it hard from 9 to 1 tomorrow. And then stay tuned as the upcoming weeks happen. We'll be doing different deal tours. We'll do the real estate of the union address, and we'll do an intensive. We'll break down a market analysis so people can start to really get a grasp of what's going on here. We have a lot of tools and resources for you. Keep showing up. But put your money where your mouth is. If you need help finding the money, go to Get Funded Online. Start having conversations with people. Or put your $400 down and get started where you can. It really doesn't matter where you start. It matters that you start. So I want to congratulate all the success stories on here and all the future success stories, because I know it's coming. If you stick with it, it's just a matter of time. And also, I want to thank the collaborators who helped to run this event, who started everything. All I did was have to show up and click a few things. So thank you for turning everything on, controlling all the systems, checking all the guests in, making it easy for everybody to enjoy tonight's experience. And congratulations to all the house tour folks who took extra time out of their day to bring us into their experience. That is amazing. So thank you again, everybody. Congrats on being here, and we'll see you tomorrow morning. Have a good night, everybody. Bye now.
Bye, everybody. See you tomorrow.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Toodaloo.
Oh. Mañana, my people. Mañana. join this party. The rhythm of the music make me feeling irate. Hey, now doesn't matter where you coming from. Dance to the rhythm on the feeling on the drama. Choose to do the things that made the people come together. Use the money maker that was given from your mama. Hey, now select I want to get the rubber dubber. Come to the sunshine now.
Don't tell the DJ got to turn it low. We keep on rocking to the early morning. Say, hey, no. I say, hey, no. Yeah. Don't tell the DJ got to turn it low. We keep on rocking to the early morning. I say, hey, no. I say, hey, no, yeah.
Be who you are, nothing more, nothing less. And let the beauty that you love be the very best. Sing praises to the highest with your feet on the ground. And reach for your brother with the words that you sound. And don't let mistakes be so monumental. And don't let your love be so confidential. And don't let your mind be so darn judgmental. And please let your heart be more influential.